In this tutorial, I'll be going through SEO for beginners, and I'll be using Yoast SEO to optimize a WordPress website. But let's say if you're using Shopify or another content management system, you can still use this guide, but you just have to follow the same principles and find out where you can actually edit the on-page SEO part for your website. Okay, so my name is Hogan, and I'm going to be going through the 5-step formula to rank on page number 1. So in stage 1, I'm going to be talking about understanding SEO, and stage 2 will be going through keyword research and also competition analysis. Then we'll be moving to stage 3, which is on-page optimization, and then stage 4, off-page optimization, and stage 5, analysis. Okay, so finally, I'll also give you some actionable tips and advice to also boost your rankings, right? So what can you actually use this guide for? So you can use this guide to optimize your own local website or a blog or e-commerce website and convert them to sales, or you can actually just use this guide for educational purposes, and maybe you can help clients optimize their websites and charge monthly retainers. It's really up to you what you use this guide for, but this is a 1-hour tutorial, so maybe grab a coffee or something like that. Right, so what is SEO? Right, search engine optimization. It basically means optimizing your website so it ranks on the search engines, for example on Google and Bing and other things like that, right? So that you can actually get organic traffic to your website. So this is actually the best traffic source that you can get, because people are looking for exactly what you have to offer, right? So for example, if you're doing paid advertising on Facebook ads, I'm not saying that it's bad, I'm just saying compared to that, this is something that you really need to focus on for your website or your business, right? Because if you're doing paid advertising, you're only guessing what they want, right? You're interrupting them. For example, they're watching TV and they're scrolling through their Facebook feed on their mobile during a advertisement on TV, but they're not really looking for a carpet cleaning service if that's what you're offering, right? They're in the mindset of, looking at what their friends are doing and stuff like that, right? They're not really looking for a carpet cleaning service because their carpet's clean already. But let's say, if you're ranking on Google and you're ranking for carpet cleaning in a specific location, people actually have that problem that wants to be solved, right? So people are actually looking for that solution and they want it urgently. Okay, if you're ranking there, then you're going to have a really good chance of converting those to sales, and there are thousands and thousands of people who are searching for exactly what you have to offer. And once you actually start ranking, then you get consistent visitors to your website for free, and all you need to do is maintain that. Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit about how Google actually ranks your website. So the first thing they do, the most basic thing, is they scan your website. So let's look at this website here, Forbes Travel Guide. Okay, so how they scan your website is they look at your page's content. Does it actually have the keywords which the user is actually searching for? So Google's job is to provide the most relevant, most relevant answers to that user's search query, right? So whatever they're searching for, if they're searching for this Costa de Este Beach Resort, I think that's how you pronounce it, okay, then you better bet that that keyword should be on that page, right? So they actually look at the page source. So if you right click and view that page source, they look at the code here and whether or not the content is related to what the user is searching for. So that is the first step. Okay, the second step is, are other websites linking to you, right? So what that's going to tell Google is, is this website relevant, and also is this website a helpful resource? So normally when people actually link to a specific page, it means that page is sort of important. Okay, it gives that page what we call link juice, right? So for example, this Forbes Travel Guide, it's linking back to the hotel website, right? So if you actually click into that, then that's going to link to this hotel website, and that's basically going to tell Google that this website is quite trustworthy because Forbes is actually linking to it, right? So the second step is actually getting links to your website. So I'll be going through that, how to get links, later, but that is basically the main 2 factors that Google uses to calculate it, right? Then there are other things, which is the click-through rate. So the click-through rate is, for example, if we actually go to Google and let's just do maybe best hotels in Bali. Okay, if you're actually searching for best hotels to Bali, then when people are browsing that, like for example, if I'm a user or a customer and I'm scrolling through the results here and I don't click on these two results, okay, I click on this result because basically the title here and also the description is much more sort of clickable, and these two get clicked less, okay, because they haven't optimized their title, they haven't optimized their description. So this one's going to get a higher click-through rate, so more people are going to click through it. Less people are going to click through to these websites. Okay, that will mean a low click-through rate. So Google takes that into consideration as well. So we'll be going through how to optimize those settings later. But basically, user experience is another factor. So how long someone actually spends on your website. So how long does the actual user spend browsing this website will actually tell a lot to Google whether or not this website is a valuable resource. Okay, so if people click onto your website and they look at it and you have some really, really bad picture or, you know, really, really bad layout and content, people are going to click off that website and Google is going to know that website is not a good website and they're not going to rank you, right? So it's really important to take that into consideration. Another factor is the speed of the website. So if your website takes longer than I think 3 or 4 seconds to load, people are going to click off your website. Another factor is mobile friendliness. So it's really important to have a mobile friendly website, and you can check your mobile friendliness on a page called, I think, responsinator.com. So you can plug in this URL, for example, this hotel URL, plug it into here, and then click on go. And basically you can see if it's, you know, mobile responsive or not. Okay. So basically they take everything into consideration. So your goal is to make your website the best you can for the user. So make the user happy and solve a problem and give amazing value. And then basically you'll get ranked. Okay. So it's also really important to understand that Google makes most of its money from AdWords. So AdWords is the ads up here. So if someone actually clicks into that ad, then the advertiser, for example, this pure brightening cleaning company, will have to pay Google. Okay, so Google makes most of the money from its search engine and AdWords. So it's really important that, you know, Google provides the best user experience when people are actually using their free search engine, so people can keep coming back to the search engine, keep using it, keep clicking on their ads. Okay, so you got to really understand that, and if you have a bad website that doesn't provide any value, then it's not going to rank. All right, so there's 3 different types of search queries. Informational, so what that means is people are looking for an answer to a question. So for example, you might be looking on how to make money or how to do SEO, how to lose weight. You know, those are informational types of keywords. Or people might be doing earphone reviews or the best TV or best HD TV review. Those types are informational keywords. And you've also got navigational. So navigational is people know where they want to go, but they use Google as a way to navigate to that website because they might not know the domain. So for example, people might be on Google anyway, and they might be like typing in Amazon or something like that, or Amazon AWS, which is a Amazon service. You know, for example, some people don't know the exact URL, so they're not going to type it into here, but they use the Google search to navigate to that page. All right. And then there is the transactional types of keywords. So people are looking to buy something or spend money, for example, carpet cleaning in a specific location. So people are looking for a service and they're really likely to buy. Or it might be for like an e-commerce store, might be for like buy shoes online or buy a specific pair of shoes online. Those are transactional. So what we're going to be focusing on is transactional and also informational. Informational is really important because you have more control over that. Because you have more creativity in terms of what content you can create, and you can target more keywords. And once you actually target those keywords and you start ranking for these keywords, which some of them are really sort of highly searched for, then you can start using that, you know, that your blog or something like that, or that page, to go back to your shop page or to your services page. All right. So what we're going to be doing is finding keywords. So I've structured this into 3 sections: local, blog, and personal, and e-commerce. So the principles are pretty much the same, but there are some slight differences, and I want to go through different examples to help you understand a little bit better. If you don't want to go and watch specific parts, you can use the timestamps below to skip to the most relevant section. But I highly recommend watching it all because, yeah, I think it's really important. So for this part of the video, I'll be going through finding keywords. So the basics of finding a good keyword is that you want to find a keyword which is sort of related or really relevant to what you actually have to offer, right? You don't want to rank for something that you don't actually provide. So let's say, for example, you're selling organic coffee beans, then you don't really want to, at least at first, rank for a broad term, for example, like coffee, okay? Because when people are searching for coffee on Google, they might be looking for definitions or, all sorts of different things like you wouldn't know, right? But there are a lot of searches, but, not many of them are looking for organic coffee beans. So it would be much easier for you to rank your website, and also you'll convert higher. Also, you'll probably have less competition, and you actually satisfy the visitor if you actually target what you have to offer. Okay, so once you actually get some results, it's going to build your confidence up with SEO, and then you're going to be able to dominate. So I'm going to actually go through a example. So I'm going to do a local carpet cleaning business as an example to show you sort of everything that I do to find the keywords. Okay, so for example, like all the tools and everything, I'll show you everything right now. Okay, so what I normally do is I'll probably write it down on a piece of paper. In this case, I'm just going to type it out. So this is a carpet cleaning business. So for me, I would sort of put myself in the shoes of the customer. Okay, what would they be searching for after they just spilt, coffee on their carpet? They'll probably search for like carpet cleaners in Melbourne, or they might search, carpet cleaning in Melbourne, and they might even search for how to remove coffee stain from carpet. Okay, so these 2 keywords are highly transactional. This one is more informational, so people are looking for a how-to. Okay, so based on your seed keywords, what I would do is I would copy the keyword and then go to Google, okay, and then just paste that in and then do a Google search. So what we're going to do now is basically get some more keyword ideas, and we can do that by just looking at our competitors' websites and see what they're actually ranking for. So I'm going to open the first result here, and maybe we'll go with this one here, carpet cleaning Melbourne. So let's take 2 examples. So when we're actually looking at the website here, you can just go to the top part of the website here, and normally they'll have services. Okay, so if you actually see here, these are all the keywords that they're targeting, their main keywords. Okay, so it's really easy to see. So if you go back to this one here, a different website, you can also hover on the services and you can see the keywords that they're targeting. So they're targeting carpet cleaning, duct cleaning, tile and grout cleaning. Basically, this is going to give you some more ideas. Like if you're new to the industry, this is going to give you a lot of different ideas of what people are actually searching for. And what I'll do is probably just look at all the services and then put them on a notepad or something like that. So I would do, let's say, this one, tile and grout cleaning. And then we'll do this one as well. Okay, so obviously type out the ones that you will provide as well. Okay, so I'm not going to type out all of these ones. That is what I'll do to generate some keyword ideas of what pages that should I create for my business and what keywords should I target. Okay, once you have those seed keywords, okay, so you should have probably like 10 to 20 different keywords based from their website here. Okay, just looking at their services. Okay, then what I'll do is go to a website called Ubersuggest. So if you go to Google and just type in Ubersuggest and click on the first result, which should take you to Neil Patel's website, and here we can enter in the keyword. So carpet cleaners in Melbourne. I would paste that into here, the keyword, and select web here. Here I'm going to select the country, so I'm going to select Australia. So I'm going to look for English and then type in Australia, click on lookup. Okay, so that says there is a volume of 6,600. So this is by the month, so there's 6,600 people searching per month approximately. Okay, and the CPC, which means cost per click, and that's almost $10. So the cost per click is, if you actually look here, you'll see that up here on the left there is ad. Okay, so these are Google ads, and advertisers, for example, this guy here, Carpet Cleaners Melbourne, this company is advertising using Google AdWords. So if someone actually clicks on that result, then this company will have to pay Google $9.60 per click. Okay, so that almost gives you a indication of how competitive the keyword is. All right, so normally the higher the CPC, the more competitive it is. Okay, because people are paying, let's say, $10 per click. So obviously these free results here, okay, they'll be quite competitive because these are all for free. Okay, you don't have to pay Google if someone clicks into your website. So that gives you an indication of how competitive it is. So for example, if you click up here on the search volume, okay, you'll see Cheap as Chips. Okay, so Cheap as Chips is a company, and the CPC is quite low, only 58 cents. The reason why it's quite low is because Cheap as Chips, people are actually typing that into Google, but that is not a sort of a transactional keyword, right? That is a navigational keyword. So people are navigating to that website. Okay, so it wouldn't make sense for any other advertiser to be targeting that keyword. Okay, because people are looking specifically for this keyword and they're not going to click on anything else. So there's not much point. And as you can see, there is no Google ads here, right? So if we go back here, then what you'll do is you'll look at all the different keywords. Okay, so what it'll do is just copy them probably to your clipboard or your notepad here, and copy down all those different ideas, like everything that is related to what you actually have to offer. So for example, end of lease cleaning Melbourne. So end of lease is basically, after you have found a new place, then you need to clean that house for the landlord before you can actually get the bond back, right? So we'll look at all the different keywords here. You might provide office cleaning. Okay, we're going to scroll down. You might provide commercial cleaning. You might just copy that down. Okay, vacate cleaning. So that is almost the same as the end of lease cleaning, right? So different people type in different stuff. Okay, so it's important to understand that. This one is bond cleaning. Okay, so these three here are pretty much the same thing, but people type it different things. Okay, so this is going to give you a lot more idea of what keywords people are searching for and what keywords you can actually create pages specifically for. So we've got here best carpet cleaning in Melbourne. So you've got some sort of modifiers, these are called, so best, right? And you've also got people typing in cheap. Okay, so you can copy down all these little keywords and things like that, and once you actually create a page, then you can actually add these keywords onto your page. So when Google scans your website, they will see that you have that content on the page, right? Like for example, affordable. Okay, scrolling down. And you might find some informational types of keywords, right? So we can search down here. For example, carpet cleaning cost. Okay, carpet cleaning cost is people want to know how much does it cost for carpet cleaning services. So what I'll do is copy that down as well. Okay, so for these types of keywords, what I'll do is I'll create blog posts for these. All right, so blog posts are sort of different from pages. These are quite similar, but it's kind of different. These ones have a set layout and they look something like this. So blog post looks something like, we scroll down here, I think these guys probably have a blog. Okay, click on the blog. And it's sort of like an article format, right? Prepare your home for the colder season. So this one is probably winter cleaning tips. Maybe that's their keyword targeting. Okay, so this is their blog post. Okay, so you would probably create a blog post which is covering how much it costs to clean the carpet. Okay, so people might be searching for this keyword, and then they might land on your page, and then they realize, okay, it's not that expensive, and then they see, oh, okay, I might hire this company. Okay, so it's sort of like, picture this, right? So for example, McDonald's, they offer, I think in Australia at least, they offer really cheap soft serve. Okay, so what they do is they put the soft serve and make it really cheap so that they attract people there. And once people are there, then they upsell people on, you know, a Happy Meal or like a Big Mac meal. The same thing with 7-Elevens. Okay, they sell $1 coffee in Australia, so they attract people there. So, you know, people go there and they might buy different stuff. For example, you know, fill up the car or whatnot. Okay, because the $1 coffee. Okay, so think of your blog section on your website. Think of it as sort of a place where you can attract people in to create that brand awareness. And once people are there, then people can see, oh, you offer that service as well. Okay, and it's highly likely that they will hire you because, you know, they realize that you're providing value and that you're an expert in what you actually do. So this does actually take some time. Okay, so this isn't like a, you know, a 1 hour thing. This probably take you like several hours to, you know, find keywords and look for the keywords and put them all on a notepad. Okay, once you actually have them in a notepad, then you should sort of organize them into, you know, what pages you want to create. All right, so if you actually draw that out, okay, this is the mind map that I created. So for example, on my homepage, I'm going to target carpet cleaners Melbourne as my primary keyword. My secondary keyword is the same one, but it has in Melbourne in there. Okay, so what you normally want to do for each page, you want to target one primary keyword, okay, and one secondary one, but it should be like very similar. Okay, you might have a, you know, modifier in there or something like in or cheap or affordable, anything like that. Okay, so this one might be, primary keyword might be tile cleaning Melbourne, secondary might be tile cleaning in Melbourne. Okay, you don't want to confuse Google and target, you know, all sorts of keywords on one specific page. And it's also important because if you actually target, let's say, go to this website here, let's go to tile and grout cleaning. Okay, when people are searching for tile and grout cleaning, they're looking for tile and grout cleaning. Okay, so you should have images of, you know, tiles and stuff like that. So, you know, as you can see, they have a video there and they have content related to what that, you know, that user is actually searching for. Okay, so if you target like, you know, multiple keywords on one specific page, then people are going to look at it and they're not going to be sort of attracted to it because you're all over the place. Okay, so right now, once you've actually have, you know, your list of keywords, it's time to sort of check out the competition and see whether or not you should go for that keyword or you should try and find a different variation of that keyword. Okay, so we can do that manually, and to do that manually, if you actually type in the keyword into Google, all right, then you can scroll down and you can, the first thing that you want to see is that keyword actually in the title of the website. Okay, so this one is carpet dry cleaning Melbourne. Okay, so it has a variation of it, okay, but it's not exact. And if you scroll down here, same thing, carpet cleaning in Melbourne. Okay, so this one's carpet cleaners in Melbourne. So it's not exact, but it is a very similar variation. Scrolling down and just looking at all these ones, they're all pretty similar and they do have variations of that keyword. And to me, it's sort of like a medium competitive keyword. Okay, so people do have that in their title. They do have that in their URL as well. And they do have some of the keywords in the meta description. Okay, so what we're doing now is, because Google actually scans your website and checks whether or not you have that keyword on your page, then, you know, this is one of the most important factors that you want to be looking for. Okay, then you want to be looking at inside the website, is that keyword within the content. Okay, so you do a Control F and that will bring up this window here, and then you can try and paste in your keyword. So your one was carpet cleaners in Melbourne. Okay, so that's not on the page, so that basically means that you have a opportunity there. So let's search up carpet cleaners Melbourne. Okay, so that's not in there. carpet cleaners. Okay, they do have carpet cleaners in the content, but I think they're targeting carpet cleaning Melbourne. Okay, so they're targeting carpet cleaning. Let's see. All right, so that appears, I think 15 times on the website. Okay, so when Google scans a website, they'll see, okay, this website is related to carpet cleaning. And let's do Melbourne. Okay, they have one of those keywords in the page, right? And let's do Melbourne carpet cleaning. That appears 9 times, right? So they have that keyword on the page, so when Google scans it, then they know that it's related to carpet cleaning in Melbourne, right? So what you want to check for is the H1 tag. So normally it will be the title. So you would highlight that, and then you click on inspect, and you'll see whether or not they've optimized the heading 1 tag to be their keyword. Okay, normally the heading 1 tag, that is their target keyword. So as you can see, their target keyword is carpet cleaning Melbourne. So we're going to close that. So this page, obviously it's medium competition. I'm going to show you a low competition keyword now so you can see the difference. All right, so if we actually go to, let's say, carpet cleaning in Cairo. I'm not quite sure if people in Egypt actually use Google but this is just an example. Okay, so for example, carpet cleaning in Cairo, Egypt. If we look here, you'll see carpet cleaning within the title, and you'll also see it within the meta description. Okay, so I'm going to open that in a new tab, carpet cleaning in Cairo, Egypt. Okay, that's good. But if you look down here, it's carpet care. And if you look in here, it doesn't have cleaning, and it doesn't even have Cairo or Egypt in there. And same, it doesn't have it for URL either. Okay, so we're going to copy that and open that in a new tab. This one doesn't have it either, so it doesn't have carpet cleaning in the title, and we're going to open that as well. Okay, so this will give you an indication of basically how competitive it is based on just the title itself. So this one is talking about pest control Egypt, so it's got nothing to do with carpet cleaning, right? Or maybe it does, but they're targeting pest control on this page. Okay, so to me, that looks like a low competition keyword in Cairo, Egypt. So if we look at the page here, then you'll do a control find, carpet cleaning. Okay, so it appears 2 times, it's not too bad. And let's search up Cairo. Okay, so it doesn't have Cairo in there. Okay, so as you can see, this website's kind of old as well. Okay, scrolling down. Okay, this page is quite old. And if you do control find, carpet cleaning, okay, it appears 5 times. Okay, let's check the heading 1 tag, or it might not be a heading 1 tag. Okay, so as you can see, that's not encapsulated in the H1 tag. So they haven't optimized this page a lot. And as you can see, it's quite old as well. This one here, okay, I don't think that is any good. This one here, I think, is a manufacturer of carpets, okay, rather than a specific carpet cleaning service. I think they might have it, but they haven't really optimized their page. So if you do highlight this, which might be the title, let's see. Okay, so that's the heading 1 tag. They haven't optimized it. Okay, they have just put home as the H1 tag. So when Google scans that website, then it's gonna tell Google that, it just says home. Okay, so this one is a low competition keyword in Cairo, Egypt, but a medium competition in Melbourne, Australia. All right, so what you can also do is you can also download a Chrome extension. So you can search up Mozbar Chrome, and what you're doing now is a navigational keyword search. Okay, so here it should be the top result. Click into it, and then you can actually add that to Chrome and then sign up for a free account. Okay, once you've done that and it's activated, then you can actually turn that on, and then we're going to do a refresh. Okay, so this is going to give you a PA and a DA. So a DA stands for domain authority, PA stands for page authority. So the higher it is, the harder it is for you to actually rank. Okay, so this one is, medium competition. It has a domain authority of around 20 to 30. If we actually do the same for the Egypt one, you'll see that the page authority here is 6 and domain authority is 7. So you could probably rank for this keyword in Egypt for probably in a week or so. But this one here, it will probably take you a few months, okay, at least. So if we search for a high competition keyword, for example, let's say how to lose weight. Okay, scrolling down, you'll see that the PA and the DA will be higher. So as you can see, the PA is 55, DA is 82. Okay, the DA is 62 here. And if you scroll down to rank in the top 10, you'll have to have a minimum of at least 30. So this one will take you a lot longer to actually rank for, right? So you can do that for each of these keywords here. Okay, so it's going to take some time, obviously, and sometimes, you know, you might just use the same keyword as what your competitors are using, okay? Because, you know, you can't really vary it too much. I mean, like, for example, end of lease cleaning is just end of lease cleaning, right? You can't really change it too much because you can't change it to something that, you know, people aren't searching for. So basically, I know this is sort of a lot to take in because for me, explaining it, it's already a lot. So if you're a beginner, then all you really need to do is find keywords which, you know, are related to your business, and then just sort of draw it out in like a mind map. Okay, so for example, pick the keywords that you want to target for your homepage. Just pick one main keyword and one secondary keyword, and then you'll create separate pages that target all the other keywords. Okay, so one primary keyword, and then you'll have a secondary keyword. All right, and when you're actually looking on, you know, let's say the Uber Suggest website, right, you might pick, you know, informational types of keywords. You might see, let's just search up, let's say carpet cleaning, right? And if you do a lookup, okay, so I've searched up carpet cleaning, and I'm gonna click on this to show the keywords which have the most search volume, right? So we're gonna scroll down here and we'll find some informational types of keywords. Let's see. Okay, so how to clean carpet. Okay, so this one has 1,000 searches. So if you see keywords like that, I'll write that down as well into your notepad, okay, to create blog posts related to that keyword. Because, you know, if you're targeting these keywords, it's not going to be an instant thing, okay? Just because you have content related to this thing, it's still going to take you a few months, especially if it's a medium sort of competitive keyword. Then what I recommend you do is to actually write blog posts. It's like 7 best ways to clean carpet, or how to steam clean carpet, how to remove carpet stains. Create like really, really good content to actually help people solve this problem. And people might be reading it, and then they might realize, okay, it takes so much work, they need to buy this and that, they'll rather hire you. Okay, so you've got more control over informational types of keywords, because you can definitely be a lot more creative in the ways, in the keywords that you can actually target, and people are more likely to link to this type of content. So to get links to, let's say, to your homepage or to these pages here, it's going to be a lot harder. I mean, you can get links from, let's say, like a directory website, but if you're trying to get links from, like, let's say a blog or something like that, it's a little bit harder, because, you know, you're not really providing that much value to, you know, the blog users, right? But, you know, this type of content is a lot easier for people to link to, and that is going to build up your link profile, okay? And in turn, and over time, it's going to start ranking for these keywords, and in turn, your homepage will start ranking for these more competitive types of keywords. Okay, so I know this is a lot to take in, but you can rewatch this part again. Hopefully it sort of helped you out in actually giving you some more ideas on how to find keywords. So there's also another thing that I really want to show you. So below this video, there is a 7-day free trial for SEMrush. So it's an SEO software to basically help you speed up the process of finding keywords and also finding backlinks. Okay, so before, you know, you're sort of digging a hole with your own hands. That was a manual method, and it's good to understand it. But if you actually use the software, it's sort of like using a machine to dig a hole. So it's going to be a lot quicker and a lot easier for you, right? If we actually put in a URL, so for example, this is our competitor's URL, and you can click on search, and make sure you select the country that you are targeting. This is going to give you a overview here, but what we want to look at is the top organic keywords. So it actually gives you a full report on what keywords your competitors are ranking for, and also it's going to give you, the volume, and also it's going to give you the keyword difficulty. Okay, so as you can see, it's about 51, which is probably like a medium keyword, and it's going to tell you how much traffic they're actually getting. Okay, so this is probably the main keyword here. As you can see, it's number 1, and 53% of their traffic to the website is this keyword here. Okay, and then you can check out, what other keywords they're targeting, and this is going to give you a whole, new set of keywords that you can actually add in for your current content as well. So you can start ranking for these sort of lower searched phrases. For example, this one, carpet cleaning prices, it's got 260 searches per month. So you can actually include prices in the actual content of that page. Okay, so you might start ranking for these keywords as well. Okay, so you can use that and research it. Okay, so it's going to be a lot quicker, and you can also filter it as well. So you can use include and exclude for the keywords, and also you can search by the volume and stuff like that as well. All right, so what you can also do is you can click on the backlink section here, and it's going to tell you which links are linking to the website. So click on the backlinks tab up here. All right, so it's going to show you that, okay, this website here has gotten a link from findtolocal.com, which I think should be a local listing. So I'm going to try and click on that, see if it pops up. Okay, so it's a local listing website, which you can basically register for free. I'm pretty sure these ones are for free. And then you can include your details, include your URL, and then you have a backlink already. So you don't have to go around searching for, where can you find links. You can just see, which links your competitors are ranking for. Do this for maybe the top 10 results, and, start building up your link profile. And once you have more links, and you have good content, then it's highly likely that you're going to rank higher than these people. So this is a really, really cool tool, and I'll probably be going through this a little bit later in the video. Okay, so make sure you use the 7-day free trial to check out the keywords, and also check out all the places where your competitors have got the links from. All right, so right now what I'm going to do is go through some blog examples. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do research for your blog, and then I'll go through how to do research for your e-commerce store, and then we'll start doing on-page SEO. All right, so now I'm going to go through keyword research for bloggers, or you might have a personal blog, travel blog, anything like that. I'm going to go through that. So I'm going to assume that you want to start blogging full-time and you want to start making money from your blog. So how are we going to do that? So there are several ways to actually monetize a blog. The first one is by affiliate links. So signing up for affiliate programs. So basically you're promoting someone else's product and you get a commission. That is the most recommended one for beginners, because you don't have to have any experience at all. You can just write about your experience. You can write about your experience with a product or a place or anything like that. You don't need to be an expert at whatever it is. As long as you know more than what other people know, then you can write about it and you can educate people, right? Then the second way is to do some freelance work. So as you actually build up audience or traffic to your website, you can start providing freelance work, or you might have a agency, or you might have a tour or different services. You can promote that, and then you can actually create ebooks, right? So you can create ebooks and courses. For example, if you actually start making money from your blog, then you can actually show people how to actually make money from their blog. Right, so for example, makingsenseofsense.com, they make money from helping people save, and they actually have a section where they show their income reports. So as you can see, they've made over $100,000 in the month of June just from blogging. Right, so they show you how they make a blog, and by doing that, they can promote other more lucrative sort of affiliate programs and make more money. Okay, so that's an idea that you can do, And also, if you're popular, then you might want to sell your physical products or anything like that as well, like t-shirts or whatever that's related to your blog. Okay, if you're more technical, you can also sell software. So, more technical people, they might create a software which helps their audience as well. Then you can do that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna actually take a travel blogger as an example. All right, so if you're a travel blogger, what I would do first is I would just go to Google and type in some keywords or things that you want to write about, that you have experience in. For example, if you have been to Bali, then you want to blog about Bali, all right? You don't write about sort of things like what I did in Bali, you know what I mean? Because people aren't going to search what I did in Bali, right? Because like if you actually copy that keyword and if you actually go to Uber Suggest and you plug that into here, and you click on look up, then you can see how many searches it gets in the United States on Google. Okay, so it's not showing up here because there's not enough searches for it. The reason why there's not enough searches for it is because people actually search for, they want to know what they can do in Bali. So you would do blog post on basically like top hotels in Bali, because that's what people are going to search in, or best hotels, anything like that, or maybe like what to do in Bali, because that's what people are actually searching for. Okay, once you actually have an audience, then you can write stuff like your what I did in Bali and things like that. Because you don't have an audience yet, then you want to get an audience first by creating articles which people are searching for. All right, so you can target so many different things here, and when you actually type it in here, these are some of the things that people are actually searching for. Okay, so these are some of the titles that you can create an article on, and if you actually scroll down, there's some here as well, right? So what you can do is you can copy the keywords ideas into here, go to Uber Suggest. Okay, so you can just Google that and click on look up, and you'll see that there is about 1,900 searches in the United States. Okay, and if you actually go to search volume here, you can see the monthly searches. So for example, where is Bali, Bali hotels, things to do in Bali. Okay, and the CPC stands for cost per click. Okay, so these are AdWord campaigns. Okay, so for this company here, if anyone clicks into the website, they'll have to pay Google, let's say that was the example, okay, for example, Bali hotels, they have to pay Google $2.65 per click. So that gives you an indication of how competitive the keyword is. The higher it is, then probably the more competitive the keyword, okay, because the reason for that is because these results here ranking are organic, okay, so they're free. So anytime someone clicks into that, you don't have to pay Google, right? So obviously the more expensive the CPC is here, then people want to rank highly here, okay, because these will be highly converting keywords. Okay, so by that I mean like if someone clicks into it, then they're really likely to make a purchase, right? So if we actually minimize that, so what we do is we're going to actually click into a blog and see basically how they actually monetize, right? So one of the blogs that, let's just do things to do in Bali. Okay, obviously these are the top websites here, TripAdvisor. So it's going to be hard to outrank some of these websites here, but let's click into maybe one of a blog. Scrolling down, and you can look on the second page as well. So we want to look at other blogs who are, making money as well. So let's just have a look. Okay, look at how they're making money. So you can have a look. Let's click on one of these things. Okay, so this isn't really like a blog or anything like that. It's more of I guess it is a blog, but it's more of a sort of like a directory sort of website. Okay, if we actually Santorini Dave. Okay, so this is a good blog that you can get some inspiration from. Okay, so as you can see, he's got travel guides for all sorts of different locations, guides for different hotels as well, right? And let's click on all destinations, and let's click on Bali. Okay, let's click on best hotels, and then here, if you scroll down, right, and if you look at the links, okay, so for example, this one is linking to booking.com, and if you look at the bottom left, okay, you'll see that it has the URL and it has AID equals 346426, and that is an affiliate ID. So if someone clicks in that and makes a booking for a hotel, then this website owner will get a commission, right? So as you can see, he has affiliate links everywhere basically. So if you scroll down over here, this is also an affiliate link. So he lists the top hotels and then he has an affiliate link. So what you can do is you can open that up and you can see which website it is. So booking.com. Okay, normally they'll have an affiliate program on the really bottom. So perhaps let's have a look. Okay, if they don't show it here, or what you can do is you can do booking.com and then type in affiliate program. Okay, and here you can actually sign up for the affiliate program. Okay, so that is the first thing to do. You can check out your competitors first and see how they're making money. For example, this guy, the points guy. And you can also look up here. So normally some blogs will have a resources page, and normally on the resources page they'll have all sorts of resources, and if people click into it and buy that resource, then they'll get a commission as well. So for example, this one here, if you click on top cards, then you'll know that they make a lot of commission from promoting these travel cards. Okay, so you can look into these cards and see if they offer an affiliate program and sign up for it, and then you can create content for let's say guides and stuff like that, and then you could have promoting basically these cards. Okay, so if we actually go here and if you actually promote more luxury products and destinations, like the more expensive the hotel per night, you're gonna get more commission. Okay, so some of the hotels, they might be cheaper or budget hotels, but they might have more volume. So if you target those ones, you might not make as much money, but it might actually make up for that in terms of how many people actually search for that. So less people are going to search for luxury products, but the cost of the luxury product is going to be higher, and if you times that by 10%, you're going to make more money. Okay, so for example, the keywords that we can write down here, like for example, what to do in Bali. Okay, things to do in Bali. Right, so if you actually copy that and we actually go to the Uber suggest, okay, what to do in Bali, and you can have a look. Okay, CPC is 0.7, it's not that high. The competition isn't that high either. Okay, so here you can actually get different ideas for what to actually write about. Okay, so also best time to visit in Bali, best hotels in Bali, all sorts of things like that. So what you can do is now you need to determine, okay, which keyword should you write about. Okay, we need to look at the competition first. So how do we do that? Right, the first thing that you want to do is check whether or not the keyword that you put in here is in the title of the website. Okay, so as you can see, things to do in Bali, that is all in the title. Okay, things to do in Bali. Yes, that's in the title. And you can see whether or not, the keywords are also in the meta description. Okay, because Google actually scans people's websites to see whether or not, the content is actually related. And it's going to be a huge indicator if, their title is that keyword there, and also it's in the meta description, and whether or not, it's in the content itself. Okay, so then what you do is click into the content, and what you do is do a Control F, and you can just do a Control paste that keyword in, and you can see how many times that keyword appears on the page. Okay, so you can see whether or not, are they targeting this keyword. So as you can see, it appears 4 times. Okay, and the title here normally is the heading 1 tag. So you can right click and inspect, and you can see that they have, SEO optimized their website. Okay, so you can take a look at all the results here, and most of these keywords are medium competition in my opinion, because they have it in their title already. So let's say, for example, you do a random search. All right, let's do maybe things to do in Bali with friends. Scroll down and Control F, paste that in with friends. Okay, so you can look at whether or not with friends actually appears in the title or within the meta description. So as you can see, it doesn't really appear there, and also in the content it probably doesn't really appear as well. So that will be a lower competition keyword, but I don't think that many people actually will actually search for something like that. So you can actually do a check here. What you probably want to do is you want to have a decent search for blog keywords. So at least 1,000 searches per month, I'd say. So things to do in Bali with friends. Okay, so only 10 searches for the United States. So worldwide is probably going to be maybe 100 searches. Not many people are searching for it. It's quite a low competition keyword. So that's going to be quicker for you to actually rank on Google. So what we're going to do is copy this keyword here. Okay, copy that to your clipboard and go to a website called semrush.com. So I have a link down below which gives you a 7-day free trial. You don't need your credit card, I don't think so. And you can sign up for that, and you can go to this homepage here. Okay, click on dashboard, and with this tool, it's going to speed up the process of finding keywords. Because what you can basically do is, if you actually click on the keyword analytics, keyword difficulty, and you can paste in the keyword that you think that you want to write something about, things to do in Bali, you can click on show difficulty. Okay, so that's going to give you an actual difficulty to actually rank in the organic search, rather than the information here, which gives you the CPC competition, which is the AdWords competition. Okay, so AdWords competition is an indicator, but this one will give you a sort of a more accurate answer of how difficult it is to actually rank that keyword, right? So 70% would be sort of medium high, and I personally think honestly that would take you more than 12 months to rank for things to do in Bali. So this is more of a longer term keyword to actually rank for on your blog. So these keywords have quite a high search volume. Okay, so this is only just for United States Google. All right, so there are obviously other countries as well. So this keyword will have quite a lot of searches worldwide. So that's why it's sort of difficult. Okay, so so what keywords should you target in the short term? So in the short term, I personally recommend you do maybe review types of keywords, or maybe sometimes there might be like a new product and then you can do a new product review. Okay, because sometimes if a new product just came out and there's a lot of hype around that product and not many people have content ready, okay, you can be the first one to actually create that content. So an example of a review would be, let's say you go to TripAdvisor. Okay, so if you were a travel blogger and you travel to Bali a lot like that, then you click on the traveler ranked section here, and this will give you a ranking of the top sort of hotels in Bali, right? So these are the top hotels in Bali, and a lot of people are probably searching around, reading the reviews and stuff like that. And what they'll do is, they probably copy this Viceroy Bali, and they might, search that up on Google. So they might do a review. Okay, so these keywords normally don't have that many people actually targeting. So there are 2 people targeting this, blogs, and the other ones, I think, maybe, directory sort of websites like TripAdvisor and stuff like that. So these keywords here get less searches, but they'll rank quicker. Okay, so all you really need to do is create article which gives more value than this one here and this one here, and it'll be quicker to actually rank for. So when I actually did a search in the Uber suggest, it didn't actually give the data here because I don't think, it doesn't pull that in. Okay, so you can actually go to Google Keyword Planner, but you actually need to have an active campaign, I believe, so that it actually show you how many searches it actually gets, right? So it gets around 50 searches per month. So obviously there are other related keywords, so you might get over 100 searches per month for that keyword. Okay, so it's not going to get that many searches, but it's going to rank a lot quicker. Okay, and if you are a affiliate, like for example, I'm pretty sure that they probably have affiliate links in the article. Okay, some don't. Okay, but you can have an affiliate link to the booking website. Okay, so sometimes, for example, if you link it here to TripAdvisor, then you can get a commission for that. Okay, so that might be one of your short-term keywords. So basically you would write that down. Personally, if I was like blogging about Bali or a travel blogger, I'll have short-term keywords, medium-term, and longer-term keywords. So normally when you're actually blogging, it's sort of like when you're sort of like planting the seed, okay? And it's gonna take a while for that plant or those fruits to actually grow. Okay, so if you actually put in Santorini Dave here, I want to delete that. Okay, just have it like that, and I'm gonna do a domain overview. Okay, I'm gonna select USA Google for that. You'll see that they have an organic search traffic cost of almost $300,000. So if they were actually to pay for Google AdWords, it would cost about $300,000 per month. So as you can see, they started their blog, in 2013, and after a while, only I think in 2018 they started to grow like a lot. Okay, so they might have learnt SEO. They might have learnt that writing articles about themselves didn't work. They might have targeted more different locations, expanded on things like that. And here you can actually see the keywords they're actually ranking for. So you can click on view report, so you can see which keywords they're actually ranking for. You don't have to do it manually. Okay, so it's going to give you a ton of different ideas here. You can click on the keyword difficulty, sort by that. Okay, and you can also use the advanced filters here as well. So click on advanced filters, so you can do for example, search volume. Okay, so it's only going to show keywords which have more than 1,000 searches per month. Click on apply, or you could actually filter this by keyword difficulty as well. So keyword difficulty greater or less than 50, and then you can apply. You can also add more filters on top of that filter. Okay, so you can see also which pages are ranking. So for example, Mykonos nightlife here, this keyword here gets 50 searches per month. You can click into here and you can see their article. Okay, so when you're actually creating a blog post, okay, you want to create the most thorough blog post that you can for that specific keyword. Okay, so imagine that I think a lot of people imagine blogging or online business, it's different from offline businesses, but it's actually the same, right? The more value you provide, the more money that you're going to make, right? So for example, if you were to open a restaurant in this specific area, okay, there are already 10 restaurants which have this large fried rice for $10, and here is you. So you want to sell this fried rice for $10, but your content is like very thin, so you have like not very in-depth content, and you think you want to rank, like it's not going to work, right? So you're going to have to provide more value. So you're going to have a bigger fried rice here and perhaps even sell it for cheaper. Then people will actually start recommending that restaurant. It's the same thing with online with your blog post, right? If you provide more value in your blog post, then other bloggers will actually link to you, and then you'll actually have more backlinks to your website, and then you'll start ranking for your blog, right? So you definitely want to create more value in terms of your blog post and things like that. For me personally, for each blog post, I would target sort of one primary keyword. So let's just say I'm going to target this as a long-term keyword, right? So for example, things to do in Bali. This is going to be my primary keyword. So normally for one blog post, I'll target one primary keyword and one secondary. So secondary keyword will be something very, very similar. So things to do in Bali, Indonesia. Okay, so this is the second. And then what you do is you'd write the blog post. Okay, so this could be a list or whatever it is. And then you can go to the Uber suggest, and then you can do, oops, let's do a refresh here. And then you can do things to do in Bali. Okay, click on lookup. So what we're trying to do here is we're going to try and incorporate some of the related keywords all within one article. All right, so for example, best time to visit in Bali, is that related? Perhaps. Okay, so you could copy that. For example, things to do in Bali, so best beaches. Let's see, best time. Okay, some of these ones can be actually individual blog posts as well, but some of them you can actually incorporate within the article. So they're going to start ranking in Google long term. Okay, so for example, best things to do in Bali, right? So if you're writing about things to do in Bali, you can include the keyword best within your article. Okay, so when Google, when someone does a Google search for best thing to do in Bali, you're more likely to start ranking for this keyword as well, because you've got best within your article, right? So let's have a look here. Best places in Bali. Okay, so for example, you would include places in Bali. Okay, you don't have to include it like sort of, you don't have to force it, you know what I mean? So basically, once you write your article, you can see where you can actually fit these things in if you don't have them already, right? So for example, imagine this, when you're writing a blog post, imagine that is the actual, let's say you're cooking pasta or something like that, right? So you cook the pasta first, and then you actually, add the seasoning, like the salt and the pepper. Okay, so imagine this as the salt and the pepper. You just want to add a little bit, okay, where it's natural. If you add too much, then it's going to be too salty. But for search engines, if you add too much, you're going to be over optimizing it, and it's not going to look good for people to actually read, okay? And you want to create content for the user, okay, not for search engines. So Google actually states that somewhere, but I'm not going to show you right now. So, list all these things here, must do in Bali, things like that. And you can incorporate it within this one blog post. Okay, so you can cover all these different keywords, and over time, for example, you'll be, ranking for all these random keywords, as you can see, Santorini Dave does. So right now I'm going to go through e-commerce SEO. So e-commerce SEO, I think, is normally more competitive because you're targeting buyer keywords. And when you're actually doing e-commerce research and any keyword research, it's not really black and white. It's more gray, and you can sort of adjust it to what you need and what you actually sell, and how you actually want to position your business and things like that. So I'm just going to take an example. For example, I wanted to start a iPhone, anything with iPhone accessories. So I'm just going to do some research for iPhone accessories and see the landscape and see what I can actually do, see which keywords that I actually want to target by looking at the metrics. So maybe you can get some ideas on how to do yours as well, right? So I want to sell iPhone accessories, and this is probably the first thing that I would want to search up on Google. So I'll do iPhone accessories because I want to look at what are my competitors doing for the keywords for their category pages, homepage, also their product pages, right? So I want to look at what they're currently selling and seeing what the opportunity is, okay? Because you know, if you just go into a niche when you're brand new, into a niche where a lot of people are already dominating, then maybe you can find something that, you know, not many people are selling, but there is decent search volume, and then you can focus in on, let's say, iPhone cases might be a fairly, you know, saturated niche where there's a lot of competitors, but you know, we can maybe find something else which has to do with iPhone accessories or some kind of accessories for your phone, and we can see, you know, what we can actually target for the short term for ranking, and maybe, you know, for the long term you can start ranking for iPhone cases. All right, so you know, I'll just look through everything here. Like for example, I would jot down everything. I'll open up a text pad. Let's just change the size. You know, phone cases, I'll just quickly write all these things down. Wired phone, chargers, you've got mounts, you got Bluetooth headsets. What else have we got? Yeah, I think that's all we need. Okay, so those are all the things that, you know, are related to what I want to sell. Okay, maybe I don't want to sell speakerphones, then I don't want to, you know, put that in. Okay, because it's not a product fit. Okay, so once we have that, then what we can do is we can copy that, and then we can go to Uber Suggest. So let's go to Uber Suggest. Okay, type that into Google. It's a free keyword tool. It's probably not, sometimes it doesn't work as well as Google Keyword Planner, but with Google Keyword Planner, you need to actually have an active account. So when you're actually doing keyword research, you want to start off locally or wherever you sell. Okay, so from experience, you know, if you're starting off an e-commerce store, you haven't started yet, I recommend starting off locally first and then expanding, because, you know, there are a lot of taxes, you know, customs and all those sort of things when you sell international. So, and you also get more preference in ranking as well. Okay, so we've got the keywords here, phone cases. What I want to do is maybe do, let's do iPhone mounts. Okay, so we get some keyword ideas to see, you know, what is the search volume for this specific keyword, and also maybe I can get some other ideas for the other things as well. Okay, because right now we want to do just a broad keyword research to see, you know, what categories are we going to target and things like that. So here, this is the search volume per month. CPC is cost per click. So for people who are advertising on AdWords, if people actually click into the AdWords result, then they have to pay Google $1.34. Okay, this gives an indication of how competitive the landscape is for organic search, but it's not a accurate one because this is for the competition for the AdWords. But normally if it's more expensive, then it would mean that the organic will be quite competitive, right? Because the organic search is free. Okay, so we're gonna search by the volume here. Generally what I look for is anything above, you know, 100 searches. Okay, it really depends on the niche, but it also depends on, you know, maybe sometimes you can actually, you know, put two keywords together, okay, and they all add up to about 1,000 searches. Okay, so, you know, sometimes when it's below that, then, you know, I might just take note of that and I might put the keyword into here, because, you know, when you're actually looking at all these keywords, you want to try and group them together, right? So for example, you know, you're looking at iPhone car holder. Okay, so let's have a look. iPhone car holder. You've got magnetic phone holder. So we want to sort of group these together. This one, I just copy that. Phone mount for car. iPhone car holder. Do I have that already? Yep. We've also got iPhone car mount. We've also got iPhone mounts for cars. So I'm gonna go filter just by with keywords which have iPhone in them. Okay, let's have a look. iPhone tripod mounts. iPhone mounts for tripods. Okay, so you can start looking at, you know, what products you can actually sell. So we want to check the landscape for all these keywords. So iPhone mounts for tripod. We've also got mounting iPhone on tripod, iPhone car cradle. You sort of want to jot these down because you can actually use these keywords within sort of one page or one category. You just have to have that keyword within the description or the body of that page, so that when Google scans your page, then they can see that these keywords are related to what the user is searching for. So you can start ranking for long tail keywords. Okay, so here we've got so we've got specific models. Okay, so I might just do like 78X. Okay, let's have a look through here. Best car phone holder for car. Okay, sometimes when you see keywords like this, these ones are more informational keywords, right? So informational, these are good for blog posts. Okay, and blog posts are important for your e-commerce store because you can drive more brand awareness to your store. Normally people would link to blog post, and there are quite a few keywords which have really high search volume as well, so you can build a lot of brand awareness, and you can actually use that blog post and link it back to your product. Okay, because normally people aren't going to link to your product directly, right? Unless you are a affiliate, and normally that might be a no follow link anyway. Normally people will link to like a resource sort of page. Okay, so what you can do is you can have that blog post and can get links for that blog post, and then you can transfer that link juice to your product pages. Okay, and over time it's going to help your overall site authority and help it actually rank, okay, for the more competitive keywords. So there's so many different keywords here. You want to jot them down and sort of get an idea. Okay, so I'm going to target, let's say, iPhone car holder. Okay, let's just start from the top, and you can actually just do a normal Google search. So I'm going to show you the manual method first. So you want to look through, and you want to do a Control F, paste that in. Okay, so to see how competitive it is, we can check the title. Like, do people actually include iPhone car holders in the title of the website? Okay, so not that many. Okay, but they do have different variations of that within their title and also their description. To me, it doesn't look that competitive. I'd say it would be a low to medium competitiveness, just from looking at the title, looking at the descriptions and things like that. I'm going to click into some of them, so you want to have a look as well. Okay, just have a little sneak peek. Okay, so this is more of a blog post. This one is a local website in Australia. Okay, doesn't look too bad. Okay, this one looks pretty good, which I really like. So I'm gonna save this URL here. Okay, so when you're actually doing keyword research, it's more of a overall research as well. You want to look at the strategy as well, and get inspiration. Okay, so I'm gonna look through here. Okay, it's an eBay page, and if you actually look at the eBay listings, like, it can also give you some ideas of what keywords to target as well, like magnets, car holder mounts. Okay, and here, this one is a bit all over the place, but it's not like an eBay type of website, so I'm going to copy that down as well. All right, so what you can also do is download the Mozbar and create a free account, and that's going to give you the page authority and also domain authority of each page. Okay, so you can actually look through. Normally I like to look for page authority of around 30 or so, domain authority around 30 or so. Okay, so these ones are all quite high, but this one here is quite low. Okay, 18. Okay, so that gives me some idea of whether or not I can rank that or not, but it does have a few backlinks to that page. Okay, so my guess is that this one is a bit new, this website. These ones are quite old. Okay, page authority of 30. Okay, so it does look, I say, medium competition, I'd say. Okay, just from the look of it. So this might be a potential keyword to target, right? So what you can also do is go to a website called SEMrush. I have a link down below, and that gives you a 7-day free trial, so sign up for that. So we've got some competitors' websites here as well. So we get the competitors' website, and we can actually plug it into here. You want to delete the front section like that, okay, and the dot. Click on search. So what's good about this is you get all the keywords that your competitors are actually ranking for, and you'll actually get the keywords which is bringing them the traffic. Okay, so you want to search for local. Okay, so for example, I'm in Australia, and you want to scroll down to the top organic keyword section. Click on view report, and you can see all the keywords that they're actually ranking for. So this is also going to give you even more ideas, right? So they're ranking for iPad stand, so I'm gonna jot them down. Okay, so this is like a really broad research phase. So iPad stand and iPhone tripod. Okay, so these ones are getting decent amount of searches, and it's getting quite a lot of traffic to those pages as well. So you've also got iPhone by mount. You've also got iPad car headrest mount here. Just try and copy that. Okay, and what you can actually do is you can actually see what page they actually have for these ones as well. So iPad stand, we're going to click into that. The iPhone tripod, okay, click into that as well. iPad tripod mount. Okay, so I'm assuming that one actually links to the same URL. Okay, so those ones are both the same. Okay, you can look through here. Okay, so they're getting quite a lot of searches for the iPad car mounts and also the tripods. Okay, so it actually looks like they've actually thought about the SEO strategy in terms of ranking. Okay, because if you actually look at the website here, they actually target the keyword. They actually have one product page rather than having like a huge listing. And I think this is quite smart because, for example, this one here, this sells every single thing and you don't know which one to pick, right? It just looks way too confusing. But this one is very targeted, so I'm guessing this one will convert much higher, and you can create content targeting specific keywords, okay, within that. So by looking at that, okay, then what we can do is get the iPad stand, okay, and I like to use a tool called KW Finder. Okay, the link is also below as well. So as you can see, I've checked that out. Do a search for iPad stand, okay, in Australia. So it gives a ranking of 37 out of 100, which is still easy to rank, okay. So that might be a potential, product that I want to manufacture, or a product that I want to source, okay, because I can actually rank for that keyword. Sometimes you might want to target like iPad cases or iPhone cases. Those ones are probably more competitive. So you can still target those, but you just have to have a longer time perspective, right? So you can target these ones first for short to medium term, and then you can work on the more competitive ones like iPad cases and things like that. So for example, iPad stands, you sort of also want to jot down all the keywords as well, right? It's like, for example, iPad stand might be my primary keyword, okay? But within that article, you might want to include some secondary keywords as well, right? So secondary keywords might be, let's have a look. iPad stand, holder might be one. Maybe, iPad Pro, mini, Air 2. It depends. It really depends, because you want to figure out, do you actually want to have one iPad stand, or do you want to have an iPad stand for each model and target each model? So we have to look at that. Best. So you might include the keyword best within there somewhere. Let's have a look. You can also filter by search as well here. Okay, so let's just say that's one page. All right, so that's for one page. And what you can do is you can either create a category. Okay, so for example, okay, so you've got, let's say this is your home page, and you've got different categories here. So C for category. Okay, and what you can do is you can have the category called iPad stands. So this one might be iPad. And then within that category, you'll have different variations of that stand. Okay, so you might have a stand for the iPad Pro. So iPad Pro, you might have one for the mini, or you might have one for the Air, or you could just have, for example, iPad stands as the product itself, like right here. Okay, and for example, right here, okay, iPad pivot stand, and it will actually suit sort of any iPad. Okay, because this one here, you just need to put that onto the thing. You just need to get the actual casing for it, and then you can fit it onto any one, right? So as you can see here on the back, okay, so you probably need a casing for that, and this stand here, it just connects to the back, so it can fit any iPad. So you can just target that as a, as a product itself. Okay, so it really depends on what strategy you want to do, but I like this strategy because, if you have, hundreds and hundreds of different products, it's going to be quite hard to write unique descriptions and to really beat the competition in terms of the content that you have on the page and also the sales page, because you got hundreds of descriptions to do. Okay, so let's go and look at iPhone car mounts. Okay, this one's really good as well. This one looks really good. Okay, so as you can see, they've got the case, and they've got the, I think that is a magnetic, probably. Okay, so it's a magnetic, so you can work on any iPhone. Okay, so as you can see, they've got content sections here targeting keywords. Okay, so for example, what I saw was, there's also different keywords here. For example, let's do iPad stands. Okay, iPad stands, and then do a lookup. Okay, it gets about 3,000 searches per month. Here, we're going to filter it by iPad stand. Go. Okay, so there's also iPad stands for bed. That's what people are searching for. iPad stand on bed, iPad stands for bed. Okay, so there's a lot of people who are looking for iPad stands for bed that they can use in bed, or iPad stand for a point of sale machine. So what you can actually do is you can have that within that product page as well. Okay, so iPad stand for point of sale, iPad stand for bed. Like, if your product can actually solve that need, so it can be used for a point of sale machine or it can be used for bed, then you might want to target that as a whole entire page. Okay, so for example, here in your description here, you might have, you can use this in bed as well. Okay, and have a picture of someone using it in bed and having a description here. Okay, or you can target it individually. Okay, so let's just do a Google search. So iPad stands for bed. So you can click into the first results, have a look. Okay, I'm going to check the competitiveness for this keyword. Give it a little search. Okay, so it's a little bit harder. iPad holder for bed. Let's do the search volume here. Let's have a look. Okay, so it's still possible based on the results here. So a lot of Amazon listings. Okay, so I think it's still possible. Kindle holder for bed, watch iPad in bed, table mount for bed. All these are really important for long tail keyword searches. Okay, so you might want to jot down whatever is relevant to what product you're selling. because when you're writing a description, you can include that within there because it's going to start ranking for those keywords as well. Okay, so let's do a iPod stands for point of sale. Do a quick little search. Okay, so this one's a little bit easier. So let's do iPad stand for point of sale. Okay, so that looks easy to do. Okay, so this one probably doesn't have that many searches. Let's have a look. See if it actually gives a number here. If not, you might want to check out Google AdWords keyword planner. Okay, so about 170 searches per month. That's not too bad. Maybe you could have a look here. I'm gonna filter it by point of sale. Go. Okay, so iPad point of sale system, iPad stand for point of sale. Let's have a look. Okay, iPod stand for point of sale. Okay, this one here. So that might be the primary. You might have a secondary keyword, iPad point of sale holder. Okay, if you add all these up, it might come up to quite a few hundred searches per month. So it might be worth, creating a specific product for point of sales. Okay, iPad mini point of sale. So that might be a keyword as well. iPad stands for point of sale. Okay, and then you might have one iPad stands for bed. Okay, so let's do this in here. Let's find some secondary keywords for this. Plug it into there. So it does take some time to actually, think and research. You sort of have to dig through the data and sort of use your common sense of what you can actually do and what strategies you can actually use. iPod stands for bed. That's not too bad. 200 searches. And let's just do filter by results. Click on go. So we've got iPod stands for bed. We've also got iPad holder for bed. This one's a little bit more searches. Okay, so it's going to put it into here. Do a little search. Okay, so probably a little bit more competitive than iPod stand for bed because it does get more searches as well. So we're going to go back here. So iPod stand and iPod stands. Tablet holder for bed. Okay, you might want to jot that down as well because you might include, tablet within the article, within the description, sorry. iPad bed stand, Australia. Okay, that's not too bad. You might include Australia. Like you might be like, okay, we're an Australian-based company and things like that. iPod holder for bed. Tablet stand for bed. Okay, so these are all important. Okay, so people are searching for, watching movies in bed. So this is going to give you an idea of the sort of description that you want to write. Okay, so you might have someone watching a movie or Netflix in bed using the iPad stand. Okay, because this is what people want to do with it. Okay, so that's an important thing to note. We can actually look for, for bed or sofa. Okay, so you can also include sofa in there. Like you can tell them that, okay, not only you can use it for bed, but you can also use it on the sofa as well. Let's see. Flexible tablet holder for bed. Yeah, so hopefully you get an idea of, reading as well. So reading in bed, so that's what they want to do. Okay, hopefully you get an idea of how to do that research. And for example, I started from very broad, iPhone accessories, and then I started getting a little bit more in depth. Okay, then I sort of found out, okay, these are some of the competitors or some competitors which I really like, which are similar size to me, because I'm not going to try and compete with Amazon, right? So now I found, 3 different keywords which I sort of want to target. iPad stands for point of sale, iPad stands for bed. So maybe I might create a specific category for this, like iPad stands, and then I have a specific product for each, use, because for bed, it's a little bit different, so you might want to, like, for example, let's do iPad stand for bed, it's sort of like that, connected, but normally a point of sale is normally connected just to the table. Okay, so they're different products. If we actually draw it out, okay, iPad stands, we've got iPad stands for bed. You can rub this out. This one is for point of sale, like that. And then you could have different categories here as well. Okay, so this one might be, you know, iPhone car mounts. You know, you might have that as one product which can be suited for all iPhones. Okay, or you can have iPhone car mounts as the category, and then you can have specific ones for each model. Okay, so iPhone car mounts, you might have ones which just connect to the vent of the air vent, and you might have one that connects to the window. Okay, you might have some kind of rotatable 360 rotatable one. Okay, something like that. Okay, so that is pretty much how I do keyword research. I used Ubersuggest, okay, as sort of expanding my ideas and also looking for long tail keywords. So this tool is for free, and then I also use KW Finder to check the keyword difficulty. I think this one is the best to use. It's like very easy to understand. Okay, so as you can see here, and you can actually click into each one and it'll take you to the page, so you can see, you know, whether or not you can beat it or not. Sometimes, you know, a lot of the times that you might have competitors which are targeting the same keywords, that's fine. Just have a longer time horizon for it. All right, so SEMrush, which is this one here, this one is really good to actually look at a competitor which is bigger than you, but like not too big like Amazon or something like that, and you can actually see which keywords are working for them and how they've created their and structured their pages. So it's going to give you a really good idea. And for example, this one here is a bit messy. You know, if you look at it, it's just all over the place. I'm not sure if maybe they're trying to target, you know, like different keywords for each different product, but for me, it's just way too hard to actually pick a product. Okay, so I don't like that one. And what you can actually do is you can click on competitors. Okay, you can see what competitors they have. Okay, so these are some similar competitors. So for example, they have Akron. I'm not quite sure what that one is. So you can click into these ones and, you know, have a look at what keywords these people are ranking for. Okay, so akron.com, let's just do a quick little look. So you might find competitors which you didn't really even know existed. Okay, so this one is Rockform. I think these ones might be quite new. And normally up here, you'll find the really good category keywords to target, because you want to target things which people are actually searching for. So normally people have already done that for you just by looking up here. You don't want to go random, okay, and you don't want to go and target keywords which is, you know, way too competitive. Okay, you can, but you just have to have a longer time horizon. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so that's going to give you some more ideas of what you can actually target, and you can do keyword research for each of these different keywords. Okay, and you sort of want to have a primary keyword, and then you sort of want to have several secondary keywords, and you sort of want to also look for things which people are searching for, so you can actually include that in the description. Okay, so it's going to help you sell more, because people are looking to have an iPad stand in their bed so they can watch a movie, so you can show people watching a movie in bed or reading in bed, and that's going to help you convert and make sales. Okay, so that's pretty much it for e-commerce keyword research. The links are down below for the things I actually use. Now I'm going to be covering on-page SEO and actually how to use Yoast SEO and optimize your pages on page. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to optimize your website using the keywords that we have found for our local website, our blogging website, and also for a e-commerce store. Okay, so the first thing that you'll need to do is, if you're using WordPress, is we need to actually download and install a plugin called Yoast. So you want to go back to the dashboard of your website and you want to click on plugins. Then what you want to do is you want to click on add new, and then you want to search for Yoast, and you want to install that plugin. Okay, and once you've installed it, then you need to activate it. Once you've done that, and then you should have installed your Yoast plugin, which is here. Okay, then we can go to general. So this is the plugin, and I can show you how to configure it. So click on the open configuration wizard again, and then here you can configure it just by clicking that. Option A, selected, click on next. So select what type of website that you're running. You might be a blog, an online shop, or a small offline business, or you can select something else. Okay, so I'm going to select this one for now. Click on next, and then here just put your name, doesn't really matter. Click on next. Okay, so here you can actually put in your social media profiles as well if you have them, and once you've done that, click on next. Here generally I leave everything as default. So what it's asking you is, do you want search engines to actually show your blog post pages? This is something to do with the theme layout. I don't want that to be shown. Okay, so that will be no and no, and products I want it to be yes. Okay, click on next. Here, do you have multiple authors? So for example, WordPress, you can actually have different people managing your website. Then if you do, then you can select yes, but I'm going to select no for now. Click on next. Here, what you want to do is you want to connect it with the Google Search Console. So basically what you'll need to do is you will need to add your website to the Search Console, and then you need to authenticate it. Okay, so basically we're going to open this in a new tab. Okay, here's instructions on how to do it. So click on Google Search Console, and then what you want to do is you want to add a property. Okay, so we're going to copy over our URL here, paste it in there. Okay, so I've actually installed the WordPress on this extension, okay, because I've actually got something on the main domain. So normally yours one would be yourname.com. Okay, click on add, and then it basically needs you to actually verify the ownership. Okay, so what you can actually do is you can download this HTML file, and what you need to do is you'll need to actually upload the file to your website servers. Okay, so you need to do this by actually going into your cPanel and uploading this file there, or you can click on alternate methods. Okay, so you can actually add a meta tag to your site's homepage, right? So what you can do is click on that, and then for example here, copy the meta tag below. So I'm going to copy that, and you want to go to the head section of your website, or before the first body section of your website, and then click on verify. Okay, once you've actually done that, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go to my dashboard. So I'm going to copy that, open that in a new tab, head to the dashboard section, and what you want to do is, for example, my theme, and normally for most people's websites, you click on the theme settings, and normally in the theme settings you're able to actually add in the header code. Okay, so look for that wherever it is. Okay, and then you can go back here, copy that, and then you can paste that in. Okay, and then click on save, right? Or you'll have to go to, I think, appearance, and then you have to go to customize or editor. But when you actually do that, and when you actually update the theme, it might actually override it, so you might need to create a child theme or something like that. So we can go to the header, I think, not quite sure, because I normally just put it into there. Okay, so as you can see here, the head section here and here, I put in the code into there. Okay, so because I've already saved it in my theme settings, and it's going to appear here, but this is where you can paste it in for yourself if you don't have that actual section on your website. All right, when you've done that, then you can go to here and click on verify. Hopefully that has been verified, and then you can click on continue. So with your actual search console, it's going to take a while to update everything. Okay, so what it's going to do, it's also going to give you basically, what keywords people are typing in to actually reach your website, so you can actually optimize your pages even more. Okay, select your profile, click on next. Here, your website name is going to be your brand name. So I'm going to call it logo for now. The title separator, this is basically, I mean, let's just go the iconic. Okay, so this is a e-commerce store. So this is the separator. So they use a line. Some websites they use lines. Some websites they use, let's say, maybe let's go to Apple and see what they use. Let's see. Okay, so for example, Wikipedia, they just use a dash. So it's really up to you. It doesn't really matter. Click on next. And here you can sign up for any updates or things like that. I'm not going to sign up, and then I'm going to click on next. Okay, here I'm going to click on next, and basically you've done the basic optimizations for it. Okay, so we're actually going to optimize it even further for each page. So we're going to close. So what we're going to do is optimize our home page. So I'm going to click on pages, and then I'm going to select my home page here. So I'm going to click into my home page. Okay, so right now I'm actually using the Themify builder. So you might be using a different theme, but you should have this Yoast section below when you actually scroll down here. So for example, my target keyword is going to be carpet cleaning in Melbourne. What you want to do is you want to edit that snippet. So you want to have your title as close as to the front as possible. Okay, sometimes it's not possible, especially if it's like a blog post. You know, if it is a blog post, then it doesn't really matter. You can have some keywords in front. But if it's like carpet cleaning in Melbourne and you can have it there, then have it in front, okay? Rather than having your brand name at the front. So that's what you want to do first, all right? So I put a separator here, and I also put fast same-day service. So when you actually do an SEO title, you want people to actually click into it as well. So that's why I added fast same-day service. You want to look at maybe the top 10. So let's do carpet cleaning in Melbourne. And you want to scroll through the results. Okay, so you don't really want the same as everyone else, because if it's the same, then you know, why are people going to click into your one? Okay, so I really like this one, get a free pre-treatment. So it makes it sort of clickable. Okay, so it's going to give you a higher click-through rate, and in turn it's going to rank you higher. Okay, especially if people click into it and they actually stay for a long time, then it's going to increase your ranking. So you do want to put in something that, you know, people are going to click on. So for example, these ones here, 3 rooms for $56, that's really good. Okay, so we want to differentiate a little bit. My one is going to be fast same-day service. And I used the keyword service as well because, you know, carpet cleaning services is also a keyword which also gets quite a few searches every month. This is my main keyword. Okay, so I want to include something that someone might search for and Google might start ranking me for. Okay, so here, for your meta description, you do want to include the keyword in here as well. It doesn't have to be exact, but you also want to make sure that this one is optimized for people to actually click into, right? So a good way to do it is if you actually go here, normally you'll see some Google AdWords up here, all right? So these ones are really, really optimized. So as you can see, you can take some inspiration from here. People have got free quotes, 40% off, it's free, things like that, call us. So you want to take some inspiration, use some of the keywords and include it into your own meta description while also having your keyword in here. Okay, so that's really important. And you can also put in your focus keyword in here. Okay, so when you actually put in your focus keyword in here, the Yoast plugin will actually help you try to, you know, optimize, and it'll go through its own checklist and it'll help you optimize it. Okay, so as you can see, it says the focus keyword doesn't appear in the first paragraph of the copy. Okay, so on the actual content of the website, we haven't actually added that to the first paragraph. Okay, you don't have to get every single one correct, but try to get like 80 to 90% of them optimized. So once you've actually done that, okay, so you can actually, let's click into the home page and see how I've actually structured it. All right, so what you do want to do is you want to also make sure that if you have a URL here, you want to check your permalink. So let's go to the dashboard section again, and let's just say we hover over here and click on this one here, upholstery cleaning. Okay, you want the keyword in the sort of the URL structure as well. Okay, so to make sure that is set in, you want to make sure that you've set the permalinks on in WordPress. Okay, so hover over settings, click on permalinks, and what you want to do is you want to select post name here. So it actually includes the post and also the page title within the URL. Okay, you don't want something like equals p equals 123, because if people are looking through that on the search engines, it's not going to be very clean. So we're going to go back here. Let's go back to our home page and make sure you set that in and click on Save Changes. So the next thing that you want to do is, for your main keyword, you want to set that in as your heading 1 tag. Okay, so I'm actually using a Themify builder, and it's a drag and drop builder, but most cases that you should be using a front end builder these days anyway, like Elementor or anything like that. Anyways, what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's set to heading 1. Okay, so as I said before, Google is actually going to scan your website, and the heading 1 tag is one of the most important tags. It tells Google what the site is going to be about. Okay, so if you actually go to the text tab here, it's wrapped in the heading 1 tag. All right, so that's the first thing that you want to do. And then you want to sort of include keywords within the text of the website. So what we've actually got here is, okay, this is the document that I typed up here before. My target keyword is carpet cleaning in Melbourne, and my secondary keywords are, carpet cleaning services and carpet cleaning services in Melbourne. And also I want to include carpet cleaners as well. Okay, because sometimes when people are searching, they're using different keywords, and if I'm including some of these cleaner keywords in here, and also adding in like cheapest, quality, experts, best, affordable, these are some of the things that people are searching for as well. So over time, it's going to start ranking for cheap carpet cleaning services in Melbourne as well, because you've actually got that keyword within the content itself. Okay, you do want to do it like really naturally. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to write out everything as you would if you're explaining your services to a friend or something like that, and then you want to sort of sprinkle the keywords in here, right? So as you can see here, it's very natural, right? So carpet cleaning in Melbourne, this one is, we ensure your carpets are clean, fresh, and stain-free at an affordable cost. It's very natural. It's not very forced. Like I'm not trying to keyword stuff it in here. It's very natural. When you're scrolling down, it lists the services here. Okay, so I use the title carpet cleaning services, and I also try to just write it out first. Okay, once you write it out, then you can adjust it. So write that out first. You can also include a process here, and then if I've included here, for example, you'll see that we give our best competitive quote. Okay, so we've got that keyword best in there. We've also got experts in there and things like that. Okay, so scrolling down here, okay, you want to include maybe some testimonials. So for that, I included rated one of Melbourne's cheapest quality carpet cleaners. So that is another keyword that I added in, and the testimonials that you add on your website, they also count that as well. Okay, so Google is gonna look at your page source code, okay, and scan the content on your website, right? Then you want to scroll down. What I like to do for a local website is definitely have a call to action on the bottom, because once people are happy with what they see, then you want to include a call to action where they give you a free quote or call you. That's going to help with your sort of usability ratings. So if we actually go here, you want to scroll down here. You also want to include your contact details, normally in the footer section, or you can also have it in your header section here. You also want to have your address and email. Okay, so I like to put it in the footer because that's going to appear on every single page, and it's going to allow people to, especially for a local website, allow people to know where you're actually located really easily. That's going to increase the user experience, right? And normally I have my footer down here, and normally if you have different services, you want to have the services on the top like that in a drop down. You want your website to be easy to navigate for people. Okay, so these are all my main keywords which I'm targeting as well, and I've included them up here. Okay, I've also included links to them on the homepage. So this is called internal linking, and that basically is not only going to help the customers to browse to the specific sections, but it also tells Google that you're also linking to other pages, which gives sort of link juice to these other pages, and it'll help these other pages rank highly as well. So I'm not really quite sure if you understand that properly, because if you actually have a homepage, right, a lot of people are viewing that homepage and some people are linking to that homepage, for example, on local directories. Your homepage is going to have a lot of link juice. Okay, you want to pass that link juice down to the secondary keywords which you are targeting, for example, these other pages. Okay, and that in turn is going to help these websites also rank higher. Okay, because when you're actually, building backlinks, when you're actually putting it into local directory websites or any other websites, you're probably most likely going to put your homepage, right, rather than this upholstery cleaning page, right? So this page doesn't have much link juice. So this one has a lot of link juice. You want to pass it down. Okay, so that's one of the ways you can do it, and that is pretty much it. So some other things that you also want to do is, let's say if you have some images on your page, right? If you have images on your page, let's just, for example, click on the options here, styling, background. All right, so you also want to name your images as well. Okay, so for example, I uploaded this image, this background image, and before I uploaded it, I actually named it. Okay, I named it carpet cleaners in Melbourne. Okay, so Google is also going to scan that as well, because Google can't really read what your image is about, at least not yet. So when you actually put in, this as your file name, then Google will sort of know and understand what your website is about. Okay, so that's what you want to do. If you actually, let's say just have a normal picture, all right? So let's drop in a image module here. What you can also do is you can also add an image alt tag. So whatever this image is, it might be, let's say, someone cleaning the carpet. So it might be carpet dry cleaning or something like that. Okay, and Google will also look at the keyword for your alt tag as well. So you want to put in any related keywords in here, which is related to that image as well. So if it's like a dry cleaning sort of image, you want to put something related to that. You don't want to be like something random. Okay, so make sure that is done. And what you also want to do is you want to make sure that you do have a unique selling proposition as well. Okay, not only do you want to optimize your website, you actually want to sell people. Okay, so that's why it's important to have your processes, testimonials, and everything like that. Okay, so you don't really have to have everything perfect, okay, because Google will sort of scan your website and they'll understand what your website is about. Okay, so it's sort of like, as I said before, it's like, once you have written the content, then you add and sprinkle your website with these keywords. Like, don't overdo it. Okay, if you overdo it, it's like salt. It's going to become too salty and it's not going to be good. So that is pretty much it for the on-page SEO for local websites. Okay, it's very similar for a blogger and also an e-commerce store, but I'll also go through that as well. So let's go through that. I'm going to close this. Now, what you want to do is you want to add a blog post. Okay, so I've already added a blog post, things to do in Bali. Okay, so this is the blog post here. All right, so I've just got some lorem ipsum text, but I'll sort of show you how to optimize it properly. All right, so you've got your image here, you've got your title here. All themes are sort of different. This is what mine looks like. So what we're going to do is click on edit post, and that's going to take you to the back end section here. And this is where I actually add in content, right? So the first thing that we're going to look at is adding in the title, right? So your target keyword might be things to do in Bali, okay? And if you actually do a search for that on, let's say, Google, things to do in Bali, okay, hit on enter, you're going to see all these different titles here, okay? And normally it's not just like things to do in Bali, it's like top things, it's like the best things. You want to make something different, all right? You want to make an article which is different, because if it's the same, then why are people going to click into your one, right? So to do that, I keep the keyword here and I look at the competition. So I might do like 21, maybe amazing or awesome. Like if someone's got amazing, so I might do 21 awesome things to do in Bali, Indonesia. Okay, Indonesia is, this one is going to be my secondary keyword. Okay, and once you have that, then you want to make sure your permalink is things to do in Bali or something like that. Okay, sometimes it's not edited. You can actually click on edit, and make sure it has something to do with your title here. Okay, you don't have to have the exact same one because that's gonna look too spammy. Okay, so I like it like this. Okay, so if my title is 21 awesome things to do in Bali, Indonesia, then the title can be just like that, right? It doesn't have to be 21 awesome things again. Okay, click on OK. Then you want to scroll down. Now for your content section, what you do want to do is you want to scroll down first, all right, to the bottom, okay, to the Yoast SEO, and you can put in your focus keyword. So your focus keyword might be things to do in Bali, right? And here you'll have the improvements and also some problems of what you actually need to do, right? So you can actually go up here, and the first thing that you normally want to do is include the keyword within the first paragraph. Okay, so you might be like, you know, in this post I'll be giving you my top 21 awesome things to do in Bali, Indonesia. Okay, I'm not gonna go through like how to actually write. Okay, I'm just showing you that once you actually make some changes here, then normally it's going to update here as well. Okay, so as you can see, the focus keyword appears in the first paragraph of the copy. So you can sort of follow all these different improvements and also the problems here. Okay, so as you can see, the exact match keyword density is too low. Okay, so I haven't actually created the article yet, but you know, once I've actually written it out, then it should be quite decent. So that shouldn't be a problem. The meta description, we haven't done that yet. Okay, internal links, I'll show that later. We're gonna go up here, and here you want to edit the meta description, right? You can click on edit snippet, and you can delete these things and actually edit it sort of manually. You can delete it if you want to, but I'm gonna keep it as is. So this is basically the default. Okay, so it's gonna take the title of the page and then put the separator there, and then you've got the site title, which is the logo, right? So you want to change the meta description here. Again, you want to sort of change something different to what you actually see here, but you also want to try and include the keyword in there as well. Okay, so it might be like it's going to take some time, so let me think. Thinking of visiting Bali, don't go before you read this amazing guide for the best 21 things to do in Bali, Indonesia, and then maybe read more here or something like that. Okay, so thinking of visiting Bali, don't go before you read this amazing guide for the best 21 things to do in Bali. So I've included the keyword in there. You don't have to have it exactly again, but try to include a variation of it. Okay, so when you've actually done your keyword research, right, you should have, you know, other keywords which you can actually include in the meta description as well. Okay, so I've included Indonesia there as well because that's my secondary keyword sort of. And here, internal links. So internal links is because, you know, if you're writing an article, you can actually do internal links by clicking on this thing, clicking on the settings here, and you can link it to existing content. Okay, so if you actually have a, let's say you might be like, you know, referring to like the best hotels in Bali, right? You have an article about that. So you want to link it to that, right? Because it's going to help the user as well. And it's also going to tell Google that, you know, your page is quite a good resource, especially if it's linking out to external pages as well. You don't want to just link to your own blog post, right? You want to link to whatever is useful for the user. Okay, you don't want to overdo it, but you want to try and include some. Okay, so once you've done that, then that would be fixed as well. And as you can see, this is no outbound links. Okay, when you actually put in outbound links, then this will be ticked. Okay, for the images here, okay, what you want to do is once you actually add in a featured image, so let's say this one here, I've also named this image as well. So this one is barley rice fields. I've named it, okay, because that is a rice field, I believe. And you can also include an alt text here. So maybe this one is, person in barley rice fields. Okay, and then click on set featured image. Now you don't really have to have it exactly like things to do in Bali. You're gonna add in some more images anyway, like here. Yeah, you can add in media and then media library. So I might add in this one. The alt text, let's say we do like things to do in Bali. Now this is gonna tick it, okay? So I'm gonna insert that into the post as in a full size, insert to post. Okay, when you're actually done that, then this should also be ticked off as well, okay, here. And you can just follow each of these things to actually optimize your website. It's really easy. You do want to add in a category and also some tags as well to also add in some more depth to your article. You want to add in pictures, videos, if you have some quotes or anything like that, or if you have some like tips, you do want to put that into like a nice little if you actually go to a website called, let's say, Neil Patel, you can see that he's really good at writing blog posts. So you can go to his blog, and I'm gonna go and let's click on, my bad, this one here. So if you scroll down here, he's using heading 2s here, okay. I'm pretty sure that's a heading 2 maybe, or heading 3. Okay, it's a heading 2, right? So you want to make sure you have sub headlines in your blog post as well. Scrolling down, he's got external links as well to his digital agency website. Here he's got images to describe what he's talking about. But let's just see if he has a tip. Okay, I can't really find it, but you sort of get the picture, right? He's got images to describe what he's talking about, and that's what you should have on your blog post. You want to make it as in-depth as possible, okay? You want to make it the best resource that people can find, okay? Because if you don't, then why are people going to link to your website? You want it to be the best resource so people will share it with their friends, because when people are sharing things with their friends, they want to share like really amazing things, okay? Because they themselves want to look good. They don't want to share like a website which only has like a few hundred words for your content. They want to share an entire blog post because it's amazing, okay? And you want to make sure that you have sub headlines everywhere to describe each of the main points. And you don't want to have huge blocks of text like that. If you actually go to here, like as you can see, like the text is very spread out. It's not like, one huge block of text. Okay, it's very conversational. So to make it more conversational, you want to use the words, you and I. So what you can actually do is you can also go to another website, which is called, I think, Smarter Blogger, I believe. I think it's by John Morrow. Okay, and he'll tell you how to, write a really good blog post. Okay, because I'm not the expert in writing a blog post. I just know how to optimize it properly. Okay, so here, this one is really good. A really good thing to emulate. As you can see, they have sections here which they highlight, okay, so you don't see like this huge block of text. Okay, so you might want to save this and bookmark this to your page as well. All right, so that is pretty much for the SEO optimization for your blog. I'm going to go through the optimization for a e-commerce store, right? So what we're going to do first is we're going to have a look at the shop page. So I'm going to click on visit store. Okay, so before I've actually researched and I wanted to sell, iPad stands for your bed, iPad stands for the point of sale, the machine thing, and also the car mounts. Okay, so I've gathered some images and I've put in some titles here, right? So this is my shop page. Okay, so this can be your category page or your product page, but you do want to still optimize it, okay? So you want to make sure that if this is you're targeting phone and tablet accessories, you want to make sure that this keyword here is set to the H1 tag, okay? And you do want to include a little description here. I'm not quite sure which builder you guys are actually using, but I'm using Themify Builder, And when you actually turn on the builder, you can actually edit it quite easily by dragging in each of the modules. If you do want to learn how to build a website, I'll also have a link down below, and then you can use this builder as well. So you can double click on that. So you want to make sure this one is set to heading 1, and you want to make sure that you have, you know, like a 300 word description, either on top here or on the bottom here. Okay, so for example, a really good example is this website here, the Iconic, and I'll show you quickly. So I'm going to close that, and if we actually click into that, then they have their heading 1 tag here, which is men's bags. You can inspect that. That's heading 1. Okay, and if you actually scroll down below all these products here, they have a description here. Okay, so they have maybe a 300 to 400 word description, and they're also linked to other pages as well. So this is really good internal linking structure, as well as adding some content here so Google knows sort of what this page is about. Okay, so that's what you want to do here. You want to add some text here. So let's say we actually click into the product as well. So I'm going to show you how to optimize the product, okay, and everything like that. So you want to click on edit product. So for this one, I'm targeting iPad stand for bed. Okay, so you want to make sure that's in the title section, and you also want to make sure that it's in the permalink here as well. Okay, it doesn't have to be exact. So for example, I've got iPad stand for beds or something like that. I've just got iPad stand bed. Okay, and here is your long description normally. And what you want to do is, before, when we were actually researching for the keywords, e-commerce keywords, we've actually found some keywords which were sort of related. Okay, so here we've found keywords for, like, for example, you got holder, you've got, you know, watching movies in bed, iPad holder for bed or sofa. So people are looking for iPad stands for this reason, right? So you want to include that within your content, because that's what people want to have that product to actually solve that problem. Okay, of, you know, they don't want to hold their iPad all the time. They want to have it, you know, in a stand so they can watch it in bed with their partner or by themselves or whatever. Okay, so what you can actually do is you can actually include that in the content here. And let's say the perfect iPad stand for watching movies and reading, right? You don't have to have the exact thing keyword here, but you can actually set this to the heading 2 tag or something like that. Okay, and then you can use, you know, different keywords within the content. For example, sofa, bathroom. People might be searching iPad stand for table, so I've included that in the content as well. Also, you want to include any of the, you know, main features as well. And also, people are also searching for iPad stands in Australia, so you might include something about how it's manufactured in Australia, or it's an Australian company or something like that within the content. Then you want to make sure you select the category. So I've set it to iPad stands and mounts. Here you can include some tags, which is maybe the brand name or the size. Here you want to add in a product image, and again, I've actually named that image, okay, iPad bed number 2. And then for the alt text, I've just named it girl using iPad mount in bed. Okay, so, you know, people are also searching for iPad mounts, so I do want to include some keyword with mount in it as well, right? Then we scroll down here to the Yoast section, and here you can put in your focus keyword, and then what you want to do is click on edit snippet, and then you can put in your SEO title, iPad stand for bed. And then since you're selling, you know, phone and tablet accessories for your website, then I put that there, and then I put maybe the brand name of the website. Okay, so here for the meta description, you want to sort of include the keywords, relevant keywords, like for example movies. You know, people want to read books and stuff like that. You also want to add maybe something about your free shipping, and you also want to have a call to action. So some really good examples is you can go to, you know, leather bags. You can look at people who are in competition. For example, here, shop for leather bags online at the Iconic. Get some inspiration from, you know, the top websites within your industry of how they actually do it. Okay, so for example, you might also do, you know, online as well, or buy within the title as well, because that's what people are searching for. All right, so maybe iPad stands accessories online. Maybe you could do buy as well. So that's going to help you rank for keywords if people are actually searching for buy iPad stands for bed. Okay, so I might add that into my title as well. I've done that for my meta description. So it doesn't have to be, 100% everything, okay, but you want to try your best. I've also included additional images, which I've updated the alt tags and everything like that. Scrolling down here, follow all the improvements necessary and also the problems or whatever you need to do. As you can see, you probably want to add some more information here. You want to add some images as well or some videos. Here is your short description. So I've included the keyword in here as well, but I didn't include like exactly. So I did like, this is a newly designed iPad stand which can be used in bed. You don't have to do it all the time exact, okay? Even though it might say here, and you might, you don't really need to add, outbound links or anything like that, but you can add some internal links if you want to, because it is a product page. You don't really link to a competitor's website, right? So you don't really need to do that. And then you can hit on update and we can view that page. So let's view that page. Okay, just like that. That's pretty good. And then what you can actually do is once you actually hover on top here, you'll see that the title is changed to buy iPad stand for bed, phone and tablet accessories online. All right. And what you want to do is you also want to optimize the category pages as well. So I'll show you where to actually edit that for your website. So this is my category. My category is iPad stands and mounts. What you want to do is to edit that, you can go to here, click on products, and here you can click on categories. So normally for a category page, you won't be able to edit that with your builder. You can edit it here though. So you can click on edit for that category. Scroll down and here you can add your description. Okay, so for the category page, I'm targeting iPad stands and mounts. So I'm sort of targeting two keywords, okay, because these ones are sort of really similar, right? Stands and mounts. So I'm going to target them both. So if you actually search for, let's do iPad stands into Google, you'll see that some have stands and mounts as well, right? iPad case and stands and holders. Okay, so it's fine if you target both of them like that. You add a short description here. Okay, this is where you do it. You want to set this one to the heading 1 tag. All right, and then you can add some keywords in there and maybe you can link out to several of your pages, okay, your internal pages. So I've pretty much done it for this other products as well, iPad stand for point of sale, and that is pretty much how you sort of optimize for your e-commerce store. Okay, so if you're using any other e-commerce platform like Shopify, the formula of optimization is pretty much the same. You want to have your title optimized, your URL, your meta description, your H1 tag, and within the content itself, and also images. You want to have the alt tags and also the file names. You do want to have some internal links or external links, especially if it's like a blog post or something like that. But if it's like a product page, you don't really need to. You can just link internally, and you can take a look at what other pages are doing within your industry as well. So what I'm going to walk through now is basically where to find backlinks for your website. Okay, so in this section of the video, I'll be talking about off-page SEO, which is basically getting backlinks to your website. So backlinks are essentially, links that will point to your website. So for example, if I go to travel blogs, I do a Google search, I click on the first result. So on this blog post, they'll have a link to these different blogs. Okay, so this is what we call a backlink. Now, the more backlinks that you have, normally the higher you'll rank, assuming that you get backlinks from quality and also relevant domains, right? So this is, I think a expeditioner, so maybe a blog about travel, okay, and it's linking to another travel blog, so it's quite relevant, okay? So you don't want, if you're a local business about carpet cleaning, you don't want a website which talks about, dog training or something like that. You want a website maybe from a local directory You want a website that maybe talks about homes, how to renovate homes, or like maybe let's say a real estate website or something like that. You want something that is relevant, okay? So I'm going to show you the easiest way to get backlinks. So I think you guys should have the SEMrush 7-day trial. So hopefully you guys can still use that. Let's just say for a local business, we're going to do carpet cleaning as an example. Just type that into Google and we're going to get the competitors' backlinks, right? So this is the top 10 results. And what you can do is you can open some of the links in new tabs, just like that. Okay, and we're going to try and get links that our competitors have got. Okay, so we're going to copy the URL and we're going to go back here. We're going to go to domain analytics, click on backlinks. And what you want to do is paste in the URL into here. Okay, I'm going to delete everything except the name plus the .com.au and then click on check it. So here is the total amount of backlinks, 1,100. The unique domains, so the unique websites are only about 100. So that means that they've got links from about 100 unique websites, but they might have links on several pages of that unique domains. That's why they've got more backlinks than the referring domains. And if you're a local website, you do want to actually get most of your links from Australia, but sometimes you can't help it. So this is the backlink profile, and you'll see that there is a follow link and a no follow type of link. Okay, so normally you do want to have more follow links. The reason why you want follow links is because Google will actually pass the link juice from that website to your website. So no follow links, they don't pass any link juice. Okay, so you do want a variation though, okay, because you want everything to be natural. So I think maybe 80-20 should be okay. So if we scroll down here, you'll see top anchors. Now anchors are, it means the anchor text, right? So to show you guys an example, let's say for example here, it says 1 mile at a time. That is the anchor text, okay? And if you actually hover over it on the bottom left, that is the URL that it's linking to. Okay, so normally you want the anchor text to be the keyword that you're targeting. So let's just say you're targeting carpet cleaning in Melbourne. Then you want some of the anchor text to say carpet cleaning in Melbourne. Okay, but you do want to keep everything natural. Okay, so most of the time you might have just the URL itself, link, click here, website, and then you might have a few, which is like carpet cleaning Melbourne, carpet cleaning services. You don't want too much of that because you don't want to over optimize it. So to check the actual links, you can actually go and click on the backlinks tab up here, and you can scroll down and you can filter it by follow and no follow. Let's just click on follow, and what you can do is you can see the PS here. This stands for the page score. Okay, so obviously the higher the better, and this is the trust score. Okay, the higher the better as well. So let's click on the first result here, right? So if you click on this little arrow thing, it'll take you to this website here. Okay, so as you can see, the website name is find to local. So this looks like a local directory. Okay, so if you're a local business, then you probably want to register. Okay, so normally it's free to register. You just fill in your details and register, and then you can put in your name of your business, the address, your phone number, and also email, and also a URL to your website, including maybe an overview of what you actually do. Okay, so you want to have a lot of local directory websites, and I find that if you have a few of those, your pages will start ranking. Okay, so this is probably the most easiest type of link that you can get because you don't need any sort of approval for it, and you can go through all the links here. So let's just click on the next one here and have a look. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at a few of these, and I'm also going to have a look at electrodry.com.au. so I'm going to have a look at this domain here as well. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to open SEMrush in a new tab. So I'm going to show you some more examples of what type of links that you can actually get. So it's really easy. Click on domain analytics, backlinks again. Normally for a local website, it's a lot easier to rank. Click on check it. So, with a few backlinks, you'll see that your websites will start ranking, right? With like e-commerce stores and blog websites, they do require more links and you need to put in more effort. Okay, so if we actually click on backlinks here and we scroll down, okay, so this one's a no follow link, but you can get some of these. You do want to have not too many external links. Okay, normally the more external links it has, then the more spammy that page is. Okay, so you probably don't want to go anywhere above 100. The lower the better. And it also depends on what type of page. So you want to have a look at it manually. So this here, it looks like a blog page. Okay, so it's talking about how to make dirty grout look new. Okay, if you actually scroll down here, you'll actually see some blog comments. Okay, so if we actually look back here, you'll see that the anchor text they used is Gloria. You can copy that to your clipboard, control find, paste. Okay, so as you can see, they left a backlink here, and on the bottom left, it links to carpet cleaning Wollongong. Okay, if you click onto that, then it'll link to this page here. Okay, so what you can do is you can scroll back up and simply leave a blog comment. You want to leave your name. You probably don't want to call it, carpet cleaning Melbourne or something like that, because it looks kind of spammy and the author here might not approve it. So you do want to read the article and see what value you can add to it, rather than just having great or something like that, because it looks like spam. All right, so this is another way to get some links. If we actually go back to this one here, you can look through all these websites. For example, potter.com. This is, I think, another directory link, okay, that you can sign up for. You can look through, and some of these are guest posts. So let's look through this one here. To find a guest post, I want to see if we can find one, hopefully. Scroll down. Let's see, maybe this one. Let's click on the follow. Okay, so this one here is, they have also gotten links from Shop a Docket. So this one is a local deal website. So not only can you look at where the link's coming from, you can also look at their marketing strategy overall. Okay, so for me, I've also done, for example, for a local smash repair shop, we did offer a sort of I think it was like a university organization, a coupon code for their students or their members to get a discount for servicing their car. And when you're actually providing value to that that group there, you can easily get a link from their website. Okay, so that's another way you can look at it. You have to be sort of creative of how you get links, because you can get links any way that you want. You just have to approach it as you want to find what value can you give that owner, and then you can deliver that value and you can get a link back. For example, this one here, this one is I think a blog type of website, or maybe a directory website for properties. And as you can see, they've got a guest post here. So they've written a guest post which is about maybe 500 or 600 words. They've included some images and also a link back to the website. Okay, so this one here, it says best carpet cleaning in Adelaide. So this is the anchor text. Okay, so it's quite targeted, which is good. And this is quite a short blog post. So what you can do is you can write a much more thorough blog post, and you can contact them and ask them, what can we write for your blog? Okay, you want to look at their blog to see if they're still active, and you want to determine what audience they have and what blog post can you write that suits their audience, right? You don't want to write anything random, just like carpet cleaning or something like that. You want to be a lot more relevant. As you can see here, Susie Callahan. Okay, so there's no reason why you can't get a guest post from this website here. And the more links that you have, the higher you're going to rank. Okay, so you can do this for all your top 10 competitors on Google search and build your links. So I also want to show you another method, and this method is actually trying to find broken links. So broken links are basically pages which are not live anymore. So sometimes a blog might be linking to a page which might not be alive. For example, that owner has forgotten to renew his domain, or he might have shut down his business and website. and that blog is actually still linking to them. Okay, so for example, if you're a travel blog, then I would do you would do apostrophe travel. Okay, if you're in maybe the finance niche or anything like that, you might type in finance, click on plus, type in plus apostrophes and do resource page. So we want to try and find a travel blogs resource page, all right? And what you want to do is you want to click on a few of these to check, because most of the time they should be actually alive, the links, but sometimes you can actually find websites which have quite a lot of broken links, right? What you actually want to do is download the Chrome extension called Check My Links, install it and make sure it's actually activated here, and then you can click on it. Okay, so I'm going to click on it for all of these websites. So it's going to run here and check the links. Okay, so this one here is, I think, a travel blog about Peru. Okay, so it's scanned the whole entire website to find whether or not, okay, are these links here pointing to an actual page, or are they pointing to a error 404 page, which will give an invalid link, right? So these are all valid. So I'm going to close the tab here. So with this website, you'll actually see 31 invalid links, right? So they have some broken links. So what you want to consider now is, all right, is this blog appropriate for your own blog, right? Do you actually want to link from this website here? So if it's actually like a travel website and you're a travel blog, and if you actually look here, or you might be a insurance company or anything like that, then what you could do is you could email them and say, okay, this link is not live anymore. Do you actually want to link to me, because you're actually a travel, insurance company as well? And most likely they will actually accept that and change that link. So the basic concept here is the website is like a house, and broken links are sort of like leaking holes, right? And it's like leaking water, okay? And you found that for them, and you've actually found the piece of the puzzle where they can just, plug it back and stop that leaking, right? So most of the time they'll actually change that for you. For this one here, it seems like, these websites are working, but I think they're actually trying to link to their own domain. So I'm going to actually close that one. Here you've got one invalid link. Okay, so as you can see here, he's talking about visas, and that you can actually go to this resource here to get an overview of sort of when you actually need a visa, okay, when you're traveling. So perhaps on your travel blog, you could create a infographic or a blog post about, which visas you need to get, okay? And then you could contact James via email and say that you have this resource, visa mapper is actually down, so we want to actually see if it's actually working. Okay, so as you can see, it's not working anymore. So you could email him and say that you have a better resource that perhaps he can link to, right? We want to close that, and we want to have a look at these other ones. Okay, so this one has 69 invalid links, right? So I'm not quite sure about these ones here, but I want to look through here. All right, so this one here is invalid. So this is a Indian car hire company. All right, so this one's not found. If you're a car hire company, then perhaps you can email them and say that this link is broken. Would they consider linking to you instead, right? Scroll down. So this one's talking about Barcelona, this one's talking about Cambodia, international travel insurance. So yeah, you got to actually look through. It does take some time because you want to find a relevant link. So I'm going to leave it at that for now with the link building. It's best to get started first. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too much information. What I'm going to show you now is the analysis process of SEO. So I'm going to show you how to track your keywords and see what they're ranking for, connect it to Google Analytics, which is really, really important for your website, because then you actually know, okay, what people are doing on your website and you can see, the bounce rate and things like that. So you can see whether or not people like your page or not, and then you could change the wording, change the images, update it, and stuff like that. Okay, so if you actually want to track your rankings for your keywords for your actual domain name, you can go back to your SEMrush account, and then you can click on projects here. All right, so we're going to look for position tracking. You can click on that. And then you can enter in the domain name that you want to track. All right, so I entered my website. Click on setup. And here you can put in your business name if you want, Hogan Chua. Click on device and location. So I want to set it up to track on desktop and on Google. And then I'm going to select the country. I might select actually just United States. And I'm not going to select any region. You can if you want to, especially if you are a local website. All right. So if you're a local, carpet cleaning website, then you probably want to select, let's say you're in Melbourne, you want to select Australia, and then for the state, you want to select Victoria and then Melbourne, okay? And then you can click on competitors. Here you can actually enter in your competitor's domain, okay? So I'm going to leave that empty for now. I'm going to click on keywords. So for the keywords here, then I might type in, Hogan Chua or something like that. Okay, so type in the keywords that you actually want to track. And then click on add to project. Okay, so these are the keywords. And then you can tick send me weekly updates if you want updates from SEMrush. And then click on start tracking. So I'm going to deselect that and click on that. So that's going to start tracking your keywords. If you don't want to use SEMrush, I also actually use another software called SERPbook, and I'll leave the link down in the description below. So right now I'm going to show you how to actually connect your WordPress website with Google Analytics. In your Google browser, what you want to do is type in Google Analytics, and then you want to click on the first result. Okay, so this Google Marketing Platform, I think they recently changed it, renamed it, sorry, and click into that, and then you can click sign into Google Marketing Platform. Okay, so make sure that you actually sign in using your Google account, and here click on Analytics Setup. And that's going to take you to your analytics page, right? So you might actually need to set it up, fill in some basic information, but generally what you'll need to do is you'll need to find the admin tab here. Okay, so we're going to add in our website, and here you'll need to click on create an account. So create account, and what you want to do is you want to set up a website name. So I am actually just going to copy this URL here and then come back here and paste that in as my website name. Okay, so you can name it whatever you want, your local website name or your brand, and then you want to put in your website URL. Okay, you want to remove the HTTPS and the front, okay, and make sure to just select it there only. Okay, for the category, you can type in, I think, let's just do business if we can find it. Okay, for the reporting time zone, I'm going to set it to Australia, but you have to set it to your country. Set it to Melbourne, and here we're going to leave everything as is, and then we're going to click on get tracking ID. Okay, here I'm going to select Australia as well, and then I'm going to accept the terms and service here, and also here, and I accept. All right, so once that is done, that has been created. Okay, so when that's actually created, you want to go back to your WordPress website and we need to download a plugin. So click on plugins here. And then what you need to do is click on add new. And here what you can search for is Google Analytics. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to install Google Analytics dashboard for WP. Okay, it should be by Exact Metrics, and we're going to click on install now and click on activate. And then what you want to do is you want to look for Google Analytics on the left hand here. You can click on general settings and we want to authorize this plugin by clicking on that. And here we'll want to click on get access code. Okay, so make sure you've actually added in your website URL here and click on get access code. Okay, select the website. Select your email. Click on allow. And this is the code that you want to copy. Paste it into here and save access code. Okay, so that will be selected normally, your website, and then I'm going to click on lock selection. And then what you can do is click on save changes. And I think I want to click on the tracking code here. And what I want to do is I want to look for exclude tracking tab here. And I want to exclude tracking for the administrator. So basically when you're actually accessing the website, it's not going to track, how many visits or how many pages you actually visit and things like that. I'm actually going to select, okay, everything except the customer, and then click on save changes. And that is pretty much it. And then when you actually click on dashboard, you'll actually see the dashboard here where it can give you an actual overview of how many people are visiting your website, how many users are visiting your website, how many pages in total you're getting every day, or last 14 or 17 days, and also the bounce rate as well. The bounce rate basically means what is the percentage of people who just view one page and then click off your website. Okay, so the lower the bounce rate, the better. If you actually go to your Google Analytics account, you can then, I think you can click on the search thing here, click on home, and here it's going to actually show you the website data in more detail. Okay, so you can click on audience and all these different information. So I'm not going to go through this because this can be a whole nother video. So what we're going to go through now is some tips to actually increase your ranking. So I was going to create a whole section on giving you the tips, best SEO tips to increase your rankings, but Brian Dean from backlinko.com has basically covered that in his 15 all-time best SEO tips video, which I'll link down in the description below. This is really good, but some of the things that he's referring to, we've already covered that, but there's also some bonus information there, which I think is really useful. And on his channel, there's also a lot of stuff related to getting traffic and SEO as well. And what I recommend is checking out Neil Patel. His videos also cover getting traffic, SEO, conversions, just all-around marketing and things like that. And also checking out Smarter Blogger if you are learning how to blog. All right, so personally what I do recommend is most people are probably on a basic web hosting plan with their web host. What I recommend is to actually move to cloud hosting or WordPress hosting, so it's a lot faster if you actually move up to those services. You could say web hosting is a good place to start. It's sort of like a Toyota, but like cloud hosting is like one step further. It's like a BMW. Okay, so you probably don't really need a dedicated server, which is like a Ferrari yet, because you're probably not getting that much traffic yet. But if you actually do, then that's what I recommend as well. So a faster website will mean a greater user experience for your customers and visitors. I personally also use a service called Max CDN. So this is a content delivery network, and it basically helps deliver the website's content to the actual user faster. Okay, and so let's say I have a website in Australia, then I'll actually need to purchase a zone in Australia. We want to get more locations. Okay, so it's actually $15 a month. Okay, so this will basically help deliver the content to my Australian customers a lot quicker, but it is $15 a month. Okay, because increasing the speed is going to help with the user experience. Once people check out your site on their mobile or on desktop, it loads really quickly, and that's going to improve your ranking over time. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this SEO video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure to leave a like. If you have any questions, drop a comment below and subscribe. Thank you.